Hey, how's it going, y'all? This is LBThaRealist with Surrealistic Studios. I am your host, the Surreal Progressive, or the Realist Progressive. I still haven't figured it out yet. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comment section below. What do you think I should change the name to? If I should change the name at all. It is really windy out here. You'll have to excuse me if you hear some wind blowing. But, or if I get dust in my eye or something. But I wanted to make this video about the whole Ro Khanna situation. Now, forgive me, this is my disclaimer before I start the video. I'm not college educated. I've taken maybe one political, one poli-sci class in high school. But I do try to keep up with alternative media. For a while, I was watching regular media, CNN, MSNBC, and all that bullshit. But I turned my cable off. I don't deal with that mess anymore. I still get the updates on my phone, but for the most part, I'd watch alternative news. I get all my true news from really digging and searching, or from respected YouTubers or political commentators or news hosts that I find online. And that's just what works for me. I advise anybody to do their own research, find out your own information before you just blindly accept information from any source. From any book, from any movie, from any news source, from any YouTuber, from any person that you run into, from any family member, any information that you ever received. Make sure you double check it and triple check it and do your own research and come up with your own conclusions. That's why I call myself the realist, because I look at the left, I look at the right. And I'm not talking about Democrat and Republicans. I mean, in a sense I am, but I'm saying I look at the left side and I look at the right, and I bring it together. And I come up with my own conclusion. I come up with my own truth, what makes sense to me. And this is what I present to you. Now, this whole Ro Khanna situation, without making this video too long, from what I get, is he was announced as a Justice Democrat by the Young Turks. He was already in politics before he became a Justice Democrat. He was already a Democrat. He ran against, I believe his name was Mike Honda. He was a Democrat for California some years back, a few years back. And basically, he was supposed to be the new fresh face in the, I guess, Indian or Asian community. You know, it was Mike Honda, and then they wanted to bring in this new guy, Ro Khanna. Now, Ro Khanna used to work under President Obama. I mean, he used to work, or I'm not sure if it was the campaign or in the actual administration. I believe it was the campaign. I'm not sure. So somebody give me on the facts, in the comment section below. But his people, one of the main guys in the Wikileaks email, Wikileaks has dropped the bomb on Ro Khanna, saying that basically he's received 6 times more money than President Obama received from the tech leaders and financial leaders in the industry. So recently, Jimmy Dore did a video defending Ro Khanna and saying that the money that he's received was from individual donors and not large corporations. So it's okay. And the money that he's received from individual donors was always capped out at $2,700. So one person could never give more than that amount, which is good. But it still leaves me with questions. Now, I love Jimmy Dore. I love his show. I watch him all the time. I think he's an invaluable piece of our progressive puzzle that we're trying to put together, as well as Sane Progressive. I understand she's thinking about not calling herself a progressive anymore because she doesn't agree with the labels, or we'll get into that later. But and as well as H.A. Goodman. I know a lot of you are turned off by H.A. because of his constant attacks on TYT and his constant attack on Hillary. And I know I kind of make fun of him too when I imitate him, but honestly, I think H.A. Goodman is a very important piece to our progressive puzzle, because if it wasn't for people like H.A. and Sane Progressive, we would get too comfortable. We would get way too comfortable, and Jimmy Dore, we would get way too comfortable in the way things are in the way we perceive them to be, such as Obama winning the presidency. Like, they're right. Everyone went to sleep after that. We went to fucking sleep because we figured, oh, wait, we got a black guy as a president now. We in there. We in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't got to worry about shit. And then look at all the shit that happened, all the police shootings that happened. You know, all the bullshit behind the scenes that people really don't even hear about. As far as the bad trade deals, as far as the NSA spying, all of this bullshit under Obama. So, again, that's a whole nother video. But back to the point is, we need people like HA, we need people like Jimmy Dore, we need people like Saint Progressive, and we need Wikileaks. Because through watching their videos, through looking at the Wikileaks emails myself, and also, you know, just checking around the internet and doing a little bit of research about Ro Khanna, I am kind of skeptical. Maybe I should just call myself the skeptical progressive. Or the skeptic progressive. Or, I don't know. Because the way that Steve Spinner, I believe he was the campaign manager, Ro Khanna's campaign manager, or he worked closely with him. He wrote to John Podesta in the emails that Ro Khanna was supposed to be like the poster boy of the Democratic Party after Obama. So it's like the Democrats are already, and they're in the emails, they're praising the Clintons. They put the Clintons up on a pedestal as if, yeah, we got to do this, and then the Clintons will like us. So that fucking threw me off all the way. And then furthermore, when I first heard about Ro Khanna, it threw me off because I was like, wait a minute, you telling me he was already in politics? He was already a Democrat, so he's already been brushing elbows. By the way, he praises Nancy Pelosi as well. So he's already in the mix with these people. And now he's a Justice Democrat? Wait a minute. I thought Justice Democrats were supposed to be like, I don't know, people like me. Like security guards and people that, you know, sleep on their mom's couch or live in their mom's basement, or you know, just the regular Joe that works at the Food for Less, or the regular girl that, you know, that's going to beauty school, that wants to be a cosmetologist, or that just got into politics. I thought that Justice Democrats were supposed to be regular people. Maybe Cori Bush is. I understand she's been kind of, you know, she's been in activism for a while. So I'm not saying anything bad about her. I ain't gonna lie. Just me being a human, the whole Bush part threw me off at first. I'm not trying to judge the woman based on her last name, but just keeping it real. When I heard Bush, I was like, oh shit, here we go. Another Bush. But that set aside, you're telling me Ro Khanna was already in the mix with these people, and now he's a Justice Democrat, which leads me to believe that maybe what Sane Progressive was saying about how these new progressive movements are sometimes co-opted, or more times, or more often than not, co-opted by the Democratic Party. Maybe this is an infiltration. I mean, he was praising Nancy Pelosi and the Clintons. At least Steve Spinner was on on Ro's behalf. So, what do you guys think of that? Like, he seems like, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he was a certain way. He wants to be another way now. But I'm just really too much of a skeptic to believe all that shit. So I don't know. What do you guys think, man? I love Jimmy Dore. I just think that maybe he's stumping for TYT a little bit. You know, saying that, well, you know, he's good enough. You know, he says the only main tenet of Justice Democrats is that you don't have to accept money from corporations or super PAC money. And in my head, is that enough? Is that enough to just say I won't accept large corporation money? Is that enough to say that you are fighting for progressive principles? Is that enough for us? Same progressive mentioned that he is in favor of the TPP, or Steve Spinner actually mentioned in the WikiLeaks email that Ro actually came out for the TPP. Now, according to Ro, in some articles I read, he did not come out for TPP. So that's kind of up in the air. But I mean, just let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you like this video, if you like my perspective on what I had to say, like the video, because I need the support right about now. Share it if you're feeling froggy. But most importantly, let me know what you guys think, because again, I'm doing this politics thing. I'm just now dipping I dipped my toes in already. Now I'm dipping my feet. I'm all the way up to the ankle bone. I saw some ankle bone in the water. So I'm getting in there now. Pretty soon I might run for office or something like that. I don't know, but right now I really need to hear that I'm either on the right track, or I need to hear that I'm not on the right track so I can get my ass on the right track. Because this whole thing got me kind of feeling a certain way, and I'm very skeptical. But all right, you guys, until next time, LBThaRealist out.